Ladies and gentlemen, it's 6 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is officially called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Eves.
Present.
Trustee Lilly.
Present.
Trustee Dunlap.
Present.
Trustee Blakey.
Present.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Marshall.
Present.
We have a quorum. Is there anyone here tonight that is interested in addressing the board? If so, you may come forward now. Hello.
Keller, County Board, 195, 63 North Winds Drive. Excuse me, I'm talking, I had to speak. I just want to thank the mayor, trustees, for and Public Works Superintendent for getting those lots cut on 193 and 196 right off the corner, and for the destruction of that vacant building on 196. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. Is there anyone else here tonight that is interested in addressing the board? If not, is there a motion to approve minutes dated September 26, 2023?
Motion.
Motion by Dunlap, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. We'll now move on to our standing committee reports, beginning with Public Works. Trustee Dunlap.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Good evening, residents. I just want to thank Public Works and the Fire and Police Department for our event that we had on last Saturday. It was a lot of fun, and everything went like clockwork. So I just want to thank them, and no report.
It was a pretty amazing Oktoberfest.
Yes.
All right. Economic Development, Trustee Blakey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Have a couple of things just to bring everybody up to date. You see that the construction of Dunkin' Donuts as well as Body and Mind is still in process. Body and Mind has all of their walls up, and so they're moving right along. Dunkin' Donuts is moving slowly but surely, so very happy to have them on board. Last week, several of my colleagues and I were invited to Safari Life. Safari Life is a daycare center that has been in the village of Lynwood for a number of years now. Actually started about 25 years ago in a home, but we were invited for the open house for their new building. I was just thoroughly impressed with everything that is going on. I invited Latoya Gammon, who is the owner of Safari Life, this evening. However, her daughter had a dentist appointment, so she was unable to make it this evening. I usually refer to her as Toya, but now I'm referring to her as Madam C.J. Toya because this daycare center is just phenomenal. I want to show you some of the pictures of this daycare center and what we were able to see when we saw her the other night, because it's just really fascinating. This is the entryway, one of the entryways to the building. The building has been completely, this is all new construction. This has parental controls in place for parents to come in so that they can make sure that their children are not leaving with someone that they're not supposed to leave with, and so that they're coming in to the right classrooms. This is one of the classrooms. All of the classrooms have smart boards. Each classroom has smart boards. Each classroom has several different computers that the students can utilize and learn on. The facility has two all-enclosed play lots, or what do you call them? Not play lots. Playgrounds, right? Playgrounds, and they're all enclosed. This one goes far back, and I mean it was just tremendous. This was playground number 2, and this is playground number 1. When she started with her aunt and another relative, both of whom have passed. And since then, she named the playground C.C. Lane and Perky Avenue. Those were the names of her relatives that she started with in the home daycare business, and that has evolved into a major business here in the village of Lynwood. Each one of the classrooms is named after a certain animal. And you see and you learn about each animal in that particular classroom. All of our teachers have bachelor's degrees and higher. Many of them are working on and have already master's degrees. So the parents are just ecstatic. There's a waiting list right now to get in there. This is what the new teachers' lounge looks like, and we were just very impressed with the whole thing. So if you have any children that are of age that can take advantage of this particular school, we would highly encourage you to do so. This is also the start of what we would like to see in the village of Lynwood as an educational hub. If we can make the village of Lynwood an educational hub, we can increase property values. We can attract families to the village of Lynwood that would want their children to come here. They are NACE accredited. They're also accredited. They have the highest accreditation from the state of Illinois. A number of her teachers have been with her for 15 to 20 years. She has very low turnover. Teachers love her, and teachers love to work there, and the parents really love being there. I know one parent, when we were there, one parent that was coming out of the first building going into the second building, she was just in tears because she was so proud of what Latoya was able to do in just a matter of years, and she's not finished yet. She wants to expand even further. She's already bought property to do that. She wants to expand even further, and she also wants to provide kindergarten into first grade. And what we're looking at is having students that want to attend, having them attend Safari Life and then go right into Sandridge School. You know, Sandridge School is the first school, official school in the village of Lynwood. They have an awesome superintendent, an awesome set of teachers. They are also looking to improve and increase the quality of education in the village of Lynwood. And if they're able to do that, again, we're able to make Lynwood a destination place for education. And so that's a very key component of how we are growing and how we hope to grow in the village of Lynwood. So if you see Latoya, or if you have an opportunity to stop by there, tell her that you came to this meeting and that you just want to take a tour, and I'm certain that she will be happy to give you a tour of that facility. That's all I have for economic development. Madam Mayor, may I move on to community affairs?
Yes.
And community affairs, we have a town hall meeting coming up. It's on November 1st. It's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30. The topic of discussion will be the state of the village. It's going to be at Lencioni's Restaurant, which is right down the street just west of where we're at right now. I don't know if you've ever been able to attend one of these town hall meetings, but it's very informative. All of my colleagues and all of the village board, as well as the village board officials and employees, will be there to report out departmentally what's going on in the village of Lynwood, to give you a full update on the village. And then my colleague to my left is hosting her Glow bike ride, which I'm sure she's going to speak about. But this is an event that all of us participate in each year. This is going to be very, very, very exciting. If you have a bike, if you have children, if you have older folks, whoever likes to ride a bike, I would strongly encourage you to come out. This is going to happen this Saturday, and I'm pretty sure my colleague is going to speak more about that. And that's all I have for community affairs.
Thank you. Planning and zoning, Trustee Lilly.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I have under ordinances and
I'm
resolutions.
sorry, you're planning and zoning.
I'm sorry, planning and zoning. I have no report, thank you. I moved too fast. I'd like to move on to ordinances and resolutions. Thank you. I'm seeking a motion on first read, no action taken, resolution number 23-31, a resolution for participation in the State of Illinois Federal Surplus Property Program.
Support. Motion by Lilly, supported by Clark. Attorney Boyle.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. This resolution would authorize the village to submit an application to enroll in this program. This is a federal program that's administered through the state of Illinois, and what the purpose of the program is to make surplus federal property that the federal government no longer needs available to public bodies, charitable organizations, similar groups that would be in need or could make use of this property. It is it's not a no cost. It's listed as a donation program, but you know, we've all been around long enough to know nothing's free. So property could be donated to the village if it's accepted into this program, but the village would still be responsible for costs of transportation, costs of shipping the property to the village, obviously insuring it, and it would have to abide by certain minimums. Property donated under the agreement would have to be placed into use only in a village program, and it would have to be maintained for use in that village program for a certain period of time, usually somewhere between 5 months and a year, 18 months for vehicles. Okay, but the property is, or I should say, the program does have some or could present some opportunities for the village, and every little bit helps. So this would be approval on first reading. There's a couple of cleanups I have to make to the draft resolution that you have with your packet tonight, but those are not substantive cleanups. So that's it.
Roll call. Thank you.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
That concludes my report, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Health and Wellness, Trustee Clark.
Okay, so just be aware this is flu and cold season. Flu and cold, especially RSV amongst children, is rising. And for some reason this year, it's hitting the children worse. They think it's a result of COVID. So again, if you're going to be shopping, put masks on your children and make sure they do good hand washing. So this month has a lot of awareness. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is among one. And I think a lot of us on this board have known someone who might have had breast cancer. My cousin just overcame that like last month. So, and I think my colleague here has some wonderful stories to tell you later. It's National Cryptocurrency Month, National Economic Education Month, Financial Planning Month. Please see my colleague Cynthia Eves. She's doing a lot of things about trying to teach people how to financial plan and to be more economical. Caffeine Addiction Recovery Month, Church Safety and Security Month, Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Dyslexia Awareness Month, Eat Better, Eat Together Month, Emotional Wellness Month, Filipino American History Month, German American Heritage Month, and Italian American Heritage Month. Also Halloween Safety Month, so be careful, watch what your kids are getting, make sure they're safe. Our village here, I think we have rules on how long you can pick or trick or treat, and they want to make sure that the kids get in early. Now, as my colleague to my right has said, October 14th, this Saturday, is the Glowing Bike Ride. Please come on out. We're going to have some fun there. I'll be there at 5:30. So for those who signed up, I've already started the package because they let me know the gears that they wanted, and I'll be handing those out. I have a few extras for those first come, first serve. And that's going to be about that. If you need size AG10 batteries for any of your glow gear, I'll have some of those. And we want to make sure that we do these wonderful things because there is a feasibility study that's coming out. Are you going to speak about that, Mayor? So that we could try to get some bike paths here in Lynwood. That is the end of my report.
You forgot to tell everyone to dress warm.
You know what? She is so absolutely right. And I actually had that, but I was rushing it, you see. So it's going to be about 40 degrees that day. Maybe 25% chance of precipitation is what I read, but I don't think we're going to get that rain. But it'll be kind of cold. And at night, we're not going to be riding really fast, but you might get a little cold. So bring a scarf, bring a jacket, you know, something that'll keep you warm. one of my persons that responded says, oh, I'm putting on my long johns. So if you need your long johns, get them out.
Thank you. Finance, Trustee Eves.
Good evening, Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
Residents, department heads, and my trustees. Motion to approve bill payment memo 1481. Total cash disbursement, $349,910.22, which includes payroll for the period of September 3rd, 2023 through September 16th, 2023. Total amount is $164,239.97.
Support it.
Motion by Eves, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
I also have a motion to approve bill payment memo 1482. Total cash disbursement, $305,317.16, which includes payroll for the period of September 17th, 2023 through September 30th, 2023. Total amount, $147,314.92.
There's a motion. Is it supported?
Support it.
Motion by Eves, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Madam Mayor, I also would like to inform the residents that the Finance Committee will host its first fundraiser for the 2024 Education Scholarship during the month of November, a casino trip, which I hear people are wanting and have asked about. Details will be given at the next meeting, which is on October 24th. At that time, we'll have more information. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll now move on to Public Safety. Trustee Marshall.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Have a first read, no action taken on ordinance number 23-32, a resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement for participating in the mutual aid box alarm system.
Support it.
Motion by Marshall, supported by Clark. Attorney Boyle.
Yes, this is an ordinance that would authorize execution of an updated intergovernmental agreement. The Mutual Aid Box Alarm System is more commonly known by its acronym MABUS. And what MABUS is essentially an intergovernmental agreement that allows for surrounding municipalities to provide mutual aid to each other when necessary for things like hazardous materials, fires, medical emergencies, things of that nature. The original MABUS system started up in around 1968. It's grown exponentially over time. As a result of that, the authorizing intergovernmental agreement was completely rewritten for execution by all participating bodies. And this is something that has to be executed and in to the state by the end of the year in order for the village to continue participating in this system.
Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Okay. Just expound a little bit, if you don't mind, on the mutual aid, as we all learned about it. In a lot of our smaller communities, if something big or catastrophic happens, Lynwood may not be big enough to handle it. So here's Lynwood and here's South Village and here's Lansing come and they all combine to make sure everything is taken care of. So it's very important that we're part of this system, and it has proven to be worthwhile over the years. So we're glad to be a part of that. Second thing I have, want to give a little congratulations out to our fire chief. He achieved a little something this past weekend by graduating with his bachelor's degree. Some of us were fortunate to go away to school early. There's some were unfortunate and they had to do it as an adult and they had to work and raise families and do so forth. And it's rough. I've seen it. Thank God I didn't have to do it, but I've seen it. And it's a challenge, and he's even talking about going on to start his master's program this fall or this winter or whenever he's going to do it. So congratulations to you, Chief. Okay. Last but certainly not, last but certainly not least is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which happens to be a sticking point for me. It's something I've been really, really tuned into, and it's funny, I thought about the story when I was in the back. I was getting dressed for work. This had to be 2004, 2005. Anybody that watched sports at that time, Robin Roberts, who's the host of Good Morning America, she was on ESPN, and she made the announcement that she had breast cancer, and that thing hit me in the chest like it was my sister. I had already heard stories. It was already brewing in my system, but when she did it, it hit me in the chest. And I was, at that time, I was the general manager over at Kickard School Bus, and I called my owner and I asked, I said, listen, we got 190 women here. Any women that's designed to have a breast screening done, do I have your blessing to get it done? And we foot the bill. And without hesitation, he said, do it. And so that's something that stuck with me. And so with the blessing of the mayor and the rest of the board, I asked earlier if we could put something out on the website. So Ms. Bianca is going to put something out on our website, have something in the lobby. If there's any woman in the village of Lynwood that doesn't have insurance, but know they have a history of that in their family and they desire to have that done, we want to find a program. If we can't find a program, I am willing to foot the bill so they can have that screening, because it can and it will save lives. And so thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board, for bagging me up on this one. Thank you, Ms. Bianca. And so that information will be out there. If you have a neighbor, anybody you know, let's get this done, because it's a killer. It's a silent killer. And hopefully we can twist this over and get these men in there for this prostate thing, because that's another killer. Okay? That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Let's give Trustee Marshall a hand, please.
Thank you, Trustee. We'll now move on to our department heads, starting with Police. Chief Thomas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Our stats over the last 2 weeks, 112 traffic stops, 6 arrests, 4 guns recovered, 104 building checks, 16 domestic incidents, 68 citations issued. 30 of those are ordinance violations, and a total of 519 calls. We regret the passing of our ESDA officer, Paul Chipple, who passed away this Sunday, and we would keep the public and the council updated as it relates to arrangements. The Lynwood Police Department will be hosting a Veterans Luncheon on November 9th from 12 o'clock p.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. Elysiones. So all of our veterans are welcome. We really want to celebrate you and honor you, so you're welcome to come out. Also, we had a great time and great weather this past September 30th with our Cops and Barbers event. This is where our police department and our village township, our village members will come out, and we would fish and teach kids how to fish, and we just enjoyed the families and all those kids who came out. We sponsored free fishing poles, free bait. We gave out awards to those who caught first fish or the biggest fish. So it was a very good time, a chance for us to interact with our children, our youth. Also, we're still establishing our new hires list. Applications are still available at our police department from now through October 16th. Our testing date will be October 21st at 9 o'clock. So if you are interested in being a police officer, please come pick up the application. We want you here. Also, we have concluded our participation in the Illinois Department of Transportation grant. It kind of partners with Drive Sober, who get pulled over from September 1st through September 30th. So the grant basically allowed us to employ our officers for a overtime supplement traffic detail to ensure safety commuters, safety roads here, and it inquires that they would write at least 2 traffic citations an hour. So those numbers and this media post would also be on our social media. So if you're wondering how we do, you can check out our Facebook accounts and you'll be able to see exactly what our officers did. But certainly it's important that we continue to keep safe roads and our officers were excited about it. And by being a grant, it cost the village of Lynwood nothing as it relates to our staffing. So kudos to those officers who participated. And just to piggyback on Trustee Dunlap, I'm pleased to announce that, again, this is another event where we had 0 incidents reported. So our Lynwood Fest, our Oktoberfest, for all those who sold out and participated, came out and enjoyed yourself, thank you for coming out. And this is what I'd like to commend our citizens on. Thank you for being well behaved. Our officers was there, but it pretty much was an easy day for them. There was 0 incidents to report. And that ends my report, ma'am.
Thank you. Move on to our fire department. Chief Austin.
Good evening, Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
Stats for the fire department for the last 2 weeks. They had 1 building fire, 42 ambulance calls, 1 gas leak, 2 station coverage, 1 service call, 1 animal rescue. They had 3 false alarm activations, 1 CO alarm, and 2 ambulance assists, which is a total of 54 calls for the last 2 weeks. And then this Saturday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the fire department's open house. So we posted flyers all around town, and we would like for the residents to come out to meet your fire department personnel staff, to see your firehouse, to see the changes and improvements that's going on, and just sit down, talk, have some food. There'll be some giveaways, station tours. There'll be some demonstrations and a couple other surprises throughout the day for the for the open house. And that's this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the firehouse. And that ends my report.
Thank you. Public Works Superintendent Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The chipper is out this week. We are still continuing to go out there and chip. They're going to finish tomorrow. Just want to remind the residents to please put their bushes properly outside. Make sure they're on the parkway and not on your property. We only can take bushes and branches that are on your guys' parkway. We have no water main breaks to report, which is always a good thing. Public Works is starting to transition now from the summer equipment to the winter equipment. As we all know, it's starting to get cold out, so we'll be out putting our snow plows together, kind of just getting ready for the snow, as we say. And then also, we're going to continue filling in potholes with our cold patch just before the snow starts. So, and that'll be it for my report.
Thank you. Village Engineer, Mr. Schilling.
Thank you, Mayor. This week, I think maybe even today, Iroquois Paving completed the grass restoration and the stop lines on the pavement. So your 2023 Rebuild Illinois and CDBG resurfacing program is essentially complete. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Building Department, Mr. Thigpen.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mayor. The number of permits issued from September 27, 2023 to October 10, 2023 was a total of 24 with the value of $11,374, and it has a project valuation of $272,976. If anybody has any additional questions or concerns, you can contact the building department at 708-758-6101. That's my report.
Thank you. Attorney Boyle?
No report.
Madam Clerk?
I have no report this evening.
All right. And my report is brief. I want to say congratulations to our fire department. They received a certificate of appreciation from Bloom Township. They were also, well, Chief Austin was featured in an article and photo in the South Suburban News. So if you've not seen it, grab a copy. If you'd like to see the award, please stop by after the meeting. We are always pleased when our government partners acknowledge the good work that's happening here in Lynwood. So kudos to you, Chief Austin, and the fire department. I want to piggyback on something that Kelly said. Probably a month or two after I came into office, I had residents stopping me about that house on Torrance. When are you going to tear this house down? When are you going to get rid of this house? I received emails, I received phone calls. It's been 2.5 years since I've been in office, so obviously things take time. There is a process, but the house is almost completely down. When they are done, it will be a clear pathway to the beautiful subdivision that is behind that home. And I bring that up to say, I hear you. When you call, when you send emails, when you stop by, please know I am fighting a good fight. It takes time, but we are going to get it done, just as we got this house done. And Kelly has a couple more things on this list. I have not forgotten about the park project. But it's residents like you that remind me to make sure that I stay on top of my promises to this community. So thank you for always showing up at meetings and reaching out and making sure that we keep our word. And we're very happy that we were able to get that house down. Today, I met with Brittany and Maura from Robinson Engineering, and we did our official kickoff meeting for the feasibility study. If you will recall, we were approved for $150,000 to conduct the feasibility study, where we will be looking at the entire village and making sure that it is more walkable, bikeable, and we'll also be looking at roads. So I was very encouraged by this meeting. I feel like Brittany and Maura get it. They understand the needs of Lynwood. They had already driven around this village. They had aerial shots. They were calling out things that were sitting in my head. So I am excited. I am encouraged. I know that the county is waiting for us to produce this final document so that we can go out and seek funding to complete these projects. And so where you see gaps and sidewalks all throughout the community, we're hoping to add those sidewalks. We're hoping to do some work on the existing bike paths at Lakeview and Liberty Park, and even look at some potential connections for the Old Plank Trail, which is going to come through the village of Lynwood. So we have some great things in store. They have promised me a beautiful project, and Dave, Brittany guaranteed that we get funded for it, so it's on you if we don't. But stay tuned because there's also a community component. So we will be reaching out to you, residents and key stakeholders, because we want your input as well. It's not just how we see Lynwood and what makes sense for us, but we also want to make sure that we acknowledge what makes sense for you. So there will be surveys that come out from Robinson Engineering. We'll communicate those out to you, and we're looking forward to having you all participate. That is all I have. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Supported.
Motion by Dunlap, supported by Lilly. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
It is 6:33. This meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you all for coming out tonight.
Thank you, ma'am.